my fellow friends, and welcome back to another Minecraft farm making video. In today's video, we're going to be making a wither skeleton farm over here. That is why we are in the nether. So this is all the resources what you're going to need for this farm over here. It is a super simple farm. It will give you a lot of wither skeleton skulls and a little bit of XP on the way as well. What you're going to need for this farm to actually work is an actual nether fortress over here, one of these nice open ones, and you're going to need to find a warp forest as well, because we're going to need to transfer a piglin from that forest all the way over here. So if you can find a fortress was close to a warp forest, or just capture a piglin from the outside and just leave him in the minecart for now, then it will save you a lot of trouble, that is for sure. And you're going to also want to find a nice open fortress as well, not something what is closed up over here. But as you can see, I found a pretty good fortress. It's not close to warp forest sadly, but I don't need it because I can just go into my inventory and get out a piglin from there. Nonetheless, when you found your little spot over here, you're going to come to the middle, so like over here, and we're going to build 1, 2, 3 blocks up over here with some solid blocks. Come down over here, add a couple solid blocks onto here like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get out your trapdoors. You're going to place one trapdoor over here. So on this block over here, not on the bottom block, you're going to place another trapdoor here, another one here, and another one here like so. When that is done over here, you can remove these inside blocks. So 1, 2, and 3 over here like so. So you just have this little floating box over here. After you can come to the corners, remove 1, 2, 3 blocks over here. Place a solid block over here, and then 2 blocks over here in both corners, and repeat that for all of the sides over here. So we'll just quickly break these 3 blocks, put another 3 down like so over here. Super simple. Then you're going to actually want to get your piglin into this cage over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to just boat him along or minecart him along over here to your distance, and don't put him in yet because we're going to quickly add the walls before we actually do that, but have your piglin on hand so that you can drop him in afterwards very quickly. Okay, so let's grab our wall out of our inventory over here, and you're going to be placing down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls like so, and then come to this side, repeat the same pattern over here. Just I messed that up, so that will be 1 in over here like so, and then over here comes 1 wall, over here comes another wall, and then we'll follow this pattern along like so. So it should look from up top like this over here. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to move this wall 1 over here, and that should be your little cage done over here. Now it can be piglin time, so let's go into our inventory and actually get out our little piglin dude over here. So we're just going to get out a simple piglin from here, and we're gonna place him in like so. If he does have a crossbow, that's totally okay, because the wither skeletons are just gonna be they're just gonna come to him over here, and they will fall down to the actual trident killer itself. So this dude, even if he kills a couple, it's not going to be a very big issue. Nonetheless, what we can do is we can get rid of these wither skeletons over here, what are in front of our little piglin dude, because we don't need him now. And what we can also do is we can break out these 4 blocks over here. And then what we can do is we can move 1 block down over here, and with some solid blocks, we're just going to make a rim around this like so. So it should be 3 blocks deep over here, and we can just quickly put this in like so. After that, you can pick a direction. Actually, we're gonna go 1 down so that we can just make ourselves a little stairway out of here as well. So if we just go 1 block down over here, this should be pretty good, and we can decide in the direction we want to go. So I'm going to go that way, so I come out still on the bridge. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. So what you're going to do is you're going to just break a bunch of these blocks out over here, and we can make a little walkway to connect it up. There we go. And you should have a little path underneath this piglin guy over here, and enough space to make a trident killer as well. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come back over here where your little piglin dude is. You're just going to come over here. You're going to place 1, 2, 3 solid blocks down like so. After that, we can go into our inventory, grab out some chests and a hopper over here, place down a double chest like so, and then come back into here like so, and we're gonna crouch down and place a hopper facing into this double chest. Now what we can do is super simple. We're just going to make a nice little trident killer over here. I can already hear the wither skeletons coming, so that's we'll try to do this quickly. So we're gonna get out our pistons, our observer, and our 4 redstone torches over here. We're gonna place down 1 piston over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here like so. After that, we can get our observers and then place 1 observer down here, and that arrow should be pointing into the piston like so. And we will do the same thing for all of these corners as well. We can place down a temporary block over there, and then you basically have a working farm over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come outside and then place some redstone torches onto the actual pistons over here. So 1, and then there should be 1 over here, 2, 3, and there should be a last one over here as 4. And you can already hear that the pistons are working their magic over here, and they're actually doing a good job. They're actually working. Okay, now we can come down over here, and then to stop this noise, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a lever out over here, smack it down over here, and just flick it down once, and that should stop it. If you want, obviously you can make a way out over here just by breaking up and putting down a little trapdoor. I would move a couple blocks over, so about like maybe over here, and I would make myself a little just a little ladder entrance out of this. Nothing too fancy, but I just wanted to get something so that I can actually access this place. After that, when you're done, what we're going to do is we are going to kill off all of these wither skeletons over here because we don't need them. And then we can add our trident into the mix over here. So just aim that trident anywhere. I'm just going to throw it in that piston over there. And your farm is basically done. So now if I turn on the actual trident killer over here, there we go. Now it is nice and working. As you can see, it is running around over there. And if I just grab a wither skeleton out of my inventory, because I don't think there is any over here now. Let's just quickly grab a wither skeleton. So what's going to happen basically is this dude is going to fall into the hole over there, and it is going to be killed by the trident killer. All the stuff will be automatically moved into that piston over there, and this dude is not wanting to die. Sometimes they do get a little bit stuck, but as you can see, it worked it out in the end. So if you have multiple of these connections over here, I do recommend putting a couple of these around and just AFKing in the general area, because it will be one of the easiest ways to get a bunch of wither skeleton skulls over here. You can also, if you want, just add another block on top of here so that our piglin dude doesn't die, and make sure also to name tag him so he doesn't despawn if you go far away. But otherwise, your wither skeleton farm is basically done, and that is how you get a bunch of wither skeleton heads if you want to make a bunch of withers and beacons and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you have any issues with this farm. This farm will work on a single player world and on a realm as well, so you shouldn't have any issues at all with that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next farm making video. Goodbye.